Hey everybody, welcome to episode 72 of the Five Barista Files. Today is Monday, March 19th. I think it's episode 72 anyway because...
M&M's and Maine have the letter M in them. The letter M. M for Maine. I like
M&M's. You may have noticed that I have a spare chair here beside me. Oh, and an inability to breathe, apparently. I have a special guest this week. That was right in my ear.
Here, have an M&M.
Thank you. Oh, and you touched it.
This week's show is brought to you by, over here, M&M pretzels.
And you.
Please take these.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Steve, also known as Dramatic Knits, from the Dramatic Knits video podcast.
And he's here with me. I totally wanted to say B words right there. But I won't because I do have students who watch this, so I won't. Ooh, they saw the episode. The one that I said, caffeinated Heather is crazy Heather. And I did it with hands, and they do that now at me when I'm a lot of energy. They're like, are you crazy Heather right now?
I've not mentioned this on my podcast because I don't want them to know. But one of my kids came up to me and said, I hear you have some knitting thing on YouTube. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. He kept asking me, and I finally snapped on him, and I said, you need to start worrying about your education rather than my life. I apologized to him the next day, but yeah. Anyway, how you all doing? I'm in Maine.
He is. He's in Maine. And I need to apologize because I knew that this was coming. I've known for several weeks, and I didn't tell anybody because he told me not to.
It's true.
He didn't want me to tell anybody, so I kept it a secret. Even from people who you're dating via the internet. I'm really sorry. I wanted to tell you.
I get around on the internet, in case you don't know.
What do you mean on the internet?
I get around. What?
What do you mean on the internet? I'm just saying.
Well.
I don't see your leading man here.
No, leading man is not here. Heather did get to meet him last night, though.
I did. He's very nice.
He's a very nice gentleman.
He's very patient, like my husband is.
I'm going to be rocking the whole time. Katie, I know what you do. I feel the urge.
She totally rocks the whole time. Oh, it's okay. Oh my god, my head hurts from laughing already. Like, what a minute and a half in.
Were you all shocked?
I hope you were shocked. If you're shocked, please leave a comment, leave a message, email us, plurk us. What am I? I'm Boutros Babe on Ravelry and Plurk. BOUTROSBABE on Ravelry and Plurk, and I think that's it. But that's the two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm Dramatic Knits, all one word.
And you're Mr. Dramatic 1064 on Twitter?
Yes, but I don't really check it. So yeah, I'm
Five Barista Files on Twitter. I don't check it either.
My
I get an email if I get a private message, and otherwise it doesn't.
I get an email if I get a new follower, but they're reading the same things from Plurk. So
yeah, so message us. Hey, are you a member of my group?
I am.
Excellent. Just checking.
I post my finished objects for Highland Handmades under the finished object threads.
That's why I love you.
I'm committed, hardcore.
Well, you don't do backwards go horns all the time?
I don't know what you just said.
Backwards go horns. It's rock and roll, baby. It's like the go, you know?
That's why you and leading man get along. Age difference.
My kids mock me when I do it. Ever. That's what I do.
I was going to say, I think I'm the only even star out of your yarn. First and only.
The only even star out of anything.
Only even star maybe in your group?
My even star isn't out of my yarn. My even star is out of knit picks.
I know.
I think I started it before I had lace weight in the shop.
I should forewarn you because I know this is going to happen. We're going to be rambly. So we already are. It's just going to happen.
We're light on the knitting and everything content this week. So if you're not all about this, you haven't missed anything, feel free to just X out.
If you don't like me, click the
Everybody
X.
likes you.
They should.
I don't know anybody who doesn't. Adore you completely.
I could think of a few, but
I like that you're in the co-host seat, though. So, like, I'm not Callie in this situation.
It's true.
You're the Callie in this situation.
It's true.
And, Callie, we love you. I'm sad you're not here. But like, because you're different. So it's not like I'm, you know, I just like that you're in the co-host seat. That makes me feel special.
Well, it's your show.
It is my show. Which is almost 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I am less than a month away from 2 years.
You're bringing in the big stars for your 2-year padiversary.
I am. I should have like a Starapalooza. Are we stars?
No. We're a dimmer in the night sky.
I tell my
Glimmer,
students
dimmer,
all the
whatever.
time. I tell my kids, I'm like, because they make fun of me about my knitting show, and I said, you know, I have fans. I have people that when I talk to them, they go, oh my God, you just talked to me. I'm not kidding. Like,
it's true.
Feel free to mock me. You know, I made tens of thousands of dollars last year. Feel free. Go ahead and mock me. Go ahead. I win. Sorry.
It's, you know, and
I'm pretty open.
We all know what it's like, any of us who have podcasted. I mean,
oh yeah, I totally.
The Knit Girls made an in reference, not even my name, just saying that they had a male viewer, and I like lost it for a day.
Yeah,
you know,
I totally geek squee.
It just happens. So, anyway, get started with your show.
Sorry. Our first category is knitting. What have you been knitting? Did you bring your knitting?
What have I been knitting? This is not the finished object, right? Because I have a finished object.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. I'm going to keep checking my collar. Tell us if you notice a difference in our accents. I'm really interested in this. Because my leading man said, you know, he was telling me last night, like, he noticed certain things you would say and how it had the Maine accent.
I don't
and I'm like,
Maine accent.
We're not supposed to have, Midwest is supposed to be like the, you know.
Totally have an accent.
And everyone, you know. Have you seen the new Geico commercial? Where he tries to, he's in Chicago, and he's like, I've been working on my Chicago accent, and he says this thing, and he goes, "Da Bears," and I'm like, we don't sound like that. We don't.
I worked very hard to keep my accent out of my language, because the Maine accent, which if you go over to Dover, like the whole losing of the R at the end, I cannot speak like that way.
I totally wanted this coffee mug, and I got vetoed from my leading man that said, "Got lobster?" I thought it was so funny.
I have a coaster at home. It's a wicked efficient coaster from the Costa, Maine.
Well, we went out to dinner last night, and I was telling my leading man, because I don't think you or he noticed this. Our waitress, she was kind of hippie-ish. I don't know if you noticed, but she was a bit hippie-ish. But she goes, yeah, it's like wicked hot. And I went, wicked. And I think she heard me. And I was like, oh.
My grandmother would say, I'm sure she's a very nice person. She kind of was out of it. She was kind of a space cadet. She's like, oh,
that's why she was very hippie-ish. Yeah.
I got my paper, but I forgot my
I was
pen.
listening to her side conversation behind us at one point. She was talking with some guy, and she was like, man, you got to come over. We'll just totally rock out and jam. Yeah. I was like,
dinner was amazing. We went to the Thai Siam, which is a restaurant in Bangor, which I plurked last night that I had dinner with a friend on my way home to the coast.
Tease.
Wicked. People are going to be so mad.
Anyway, knitting.
Sorry, knitting.
Tangents. Hopefully you're having as much fun as we.
I have knit on exactly one thing all week.
Okay, you share yours because it's your show.
Oh, sorry. I said
we're both
doing
knitting,
and then I said you could go first, and then I went first. That laugh is going to annoy me. I don't know where the Rosie O'Donnell laugh is coming from.
I'm getting beat right in the face.
Oh, me too. Oh. Me too. This is the Nimbus 2000 sock, knit out of 3 used twisted in fiber. It is there. I don't remember the name of the base, but it's 50% superwash merino, 50% tensile in the Nimbus 2000 colorway. It's a stripey with a rounded toe, which in my Highland Handmades group, there's a thread there that says episode 71 where I actually wrote it out. It's really easy. But if you like the rounded toes like I do, it's there in case you want it. I actually can't take credit for it because I got the idea from Ooh Fancy Pants, Emily.
Yep.
Of What She's Watching. Podcast, which she did it, and I was like, oh, I really like that. So then I started doing it. I've accomplished, I think, since the last podcast, like maybe 2.5 colors. So finished the yellow. No, maybe just 2. I think I just did the yellow and the charcoal. That's really depressing.
Funny story. I almost bought that colorway in their cashew base.
Oh, yeah?
I bought from them right before I started podcasting because I was working on like Green Lantern socks or something. And I've never bought from them again. I want to.
I hadn't tried the tensile in the base. I don't know if you can feel this. See how you like it. It's very smooth, which I like. I like smooth more than soft, I think, as a texture.
I would like this.
Knit up really easy. It's on 56 stitches on a US 2.
Sorry, I'm holding it down on my crotch. And as much as some of you might like to see
totally
that.
Staring.
This would be bad if I was like this. I was like, look, and it grows. Anyway. Exclusive. You get to see the real Steve on this show. I keep myself PC on mine.
What are you knitting?
I am knitting a test knit for Lisa Beamer, who is the host of the 90% Knitting podcast and the fabulous dyer extraordinaire, besides Heather, of the Fiber Nymph Dye Works. Look, she needs chocolate. Like I'm cheating on her.
I'm listening.
The seated rib socks. She has been working on these. Don't know your camera. She's been working on these for a while. There we go. I catch the lighting.
Yep.
And she finally sent it out to test knitters. It's a simple top-down sock.
It's pretty.
And I'm using the Fiber Nymph Dye Works Squish Base and the Popeye's Revenge self-striping, so it's green and brown. As you can see, if you watch my show, I've gotten quite a bit done. I was about here. So that's what 22 hours in the car one way does. And actually, I didn't pick these up till we got to the hotel last night or the night before.
I saw you knitting on it when I showed up at the hotel. Yeah. And I immediately wanted to pounce on it, but I was like, no, be good.
And so
do not pounce on other people's knitting. That's rude.
I like this. It's a simple 2-row repeat. Sorry. It's a different setup, you know. I don't have my habits down. So it's really nice. I think it'll be, like I said on my show, a very sturdy sock. I mean, you can feel the difference between yours and that. Yeah. And you can see, I mean, if you hold it up, it almost stands up by itself. Yeah. And it's knit on a 2, well, it's got a little longer now, but it's knit on a 2, size 2. The pattern calls for a 1.5, but because it's 64 stitches and I'm knitting these for my leading man, I decided to go up to a 2.
But it may soften up too when
it does stretch. It looks like a dense, thick fabric.
Yeah, it
because
does.
Of the colors, but it stretches.
And the structure of the rib on there. But I love how the seed stitch mutes the stripes a little bit, so it almost looks like it's a variegated that happens to be striping, which is even cooler.
And what's really neat about her pattern is she's included about 4 or 5 what she calls SSSY tips, which is self-striping sock yarn tips. So she'll give you tips as you're going through the pattern, like, you know, at this point you want to do this. Now I'm not going to give you any of them. Right, like when you
separate for the heel, you might want to be here.
When to stop the, you know, ribbing, when to stop the, according to the self-striping.
Because I've changed. Get in there.
That's what you
said. When I did the tutorial for the Afterthought heel, the first pair of socks that I did, which forget if I can remember what pair of socks that was. It was self-striping, but I have no idea. I know I did it not too long ago. Oh, the Reese's Pieces socks, also from Lisa of Fiber Nymph Dye Works. Leslie had said to put the contrasting yarn in the middle of the stripe.
And that's how I do it.
And then to pick it up. But I actually like it better. Like, this is the dark charcoal, this is the gold. I'm going to start the sock with the silver. So it's going to have, like, I put it in between the colors specifically so that I could change the way the heel looks. So I'm going to see, I don't know, obviously, how that's going to work out, but I'm going to try it. We'll see. I'm going to try and get, I don't know what comes after the silver. I don't know, but I have a little, like, just in case I don't have enough yarn, I have a little extra so that I can do it. So we'll see how that works, but I want to see if I can play around with the color pattern. I can get that back to you.
I've also realized I used to not mind knitting on DPNs. My hands cramp up, especially since I'm working on them for a while.
Inside my...
I hold like this is how I used to hold my knitting needles when I first started knitting, and so my yarn before I learned how to wrap it around my. And so it cramps up holding onto the small DPNs because I usually knit socks and 2 circs, and that's the way I prefer. But I don't have 2 circs and 2s.
I do everything with my fingers, and I get a cramp right in the middle of my hand in here. If I'm using DPNs, I'm like, oh, claw.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And this is, I didn't bring anything besides socks to work on, so. I meant to pack a hat, but I was like, I already have way too much, and you'll see why, but.
Do you have a finished object?
I do. Is that what we're moving on to?
Yes, because I don't.
Okay.
What does it say on my cake? Last thing I finished was 128. Was the La Vie de Bois socks, which I'm wearing.
I noticed them. I was kind of eyeing them while we were talking.
Stuck. My cheeks.
Lean back. There you go. Put your legs up in the air again, and then we'll move you. I should tell you that my socks are in my Knitting's My Bag, Dramatic Knits bag.
If you want to knit the La Vie de Bois, I can probably get you that pattern. Seeing as how I'm the designer, and I could just send it to you.
Oh, I don't beg, but I'd like to knit them. My finished object is in my project bag made by Amy from the Stockinette Zombies. I got this in my Dramatic Knits favorite musical swap.
Ooh.
Which, by the way, in case you just watch these, if you have not posted a picture, please do so. And if you're behind, please let somebody know. We're getting to that stressful point where, thank you, where I need to set up angels. I'm not going to judge. I'm not, but just putting the word out there as much as I can because I haven't been on the air in 2 weeks. So, anyway,
I wanted to participate, but I didn't. I didn't feel like I was worried. I was going to get overcommitted. And
I'll be honest with the front loading of this. It's a trial run, and if things don't go well, I'm not going to put myself through the stress again.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just kind of keep the information out there so things can go smoothly so that I will want to do it again.
Ooh.
I finished the No More Tears socks.
Yay!
They're not much. They're not unblockers. And they look like midget feet, but they fit my friend. They stretch.
But I don't know where they are right now.
But look, see, I'm already getting...
Those are pretty. Yeah,
learn how to work on a camera. These are designed by Erin Walsh from the Mommy Needs Yarn
Turn to the right.
podcast.
Is that RuPaul? Who sings that?
I have no idea.
I think it's RuPaul.
You would know more than me. Anyway, and these were designed to raise money for the Autism Speaks walk, and Heather dyed the Bouncing for Brody.
Speaking of which, I'm going to interrupt you.
You'll go right ahead.
I don't know if you can see over there, Stephen, but I have 4+ cones of sock yarn right there.
She does. It's pretty awesome.
This big around.
Being in the studio is like a fangirl moment. I was like, oh my god, she gave me the tour, and I'm like, there's the sign. Like, she's got the sign right here. I'm looking at the camera. She's got the sign right here where she shows where all of her projects. I'm like, that's the sign.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't let him play with anything yet, but usually I let Katie dye, so if you want to dye something later, we can.
You're going to have to mail it to me, though.
Well, duh. But I can. I mean,
I wanted my leading man to come over and pick colors, so you could have a leading man colorway.
That would be awesome. We could
But he was lazy, and...
he needed a break.
Yeah, we've been together. We did 17 hours straight. We were trying to do the 22, and we stopped in Massachusetts. And we didn't make it all the way, but we did 17 hours, and then a good 5 hours yesterday, 5 to 6 hours, and driving around.
I haven't been.
We've snapped. When we got to Bangor yesterday, we were snapping because I was driving and we were confused. But anyway, this is now out of Tanis Fiber Arts Purple Label Cashmere Sock. It's so nice. Ooh. It came from Canada. I know they might sell it here, but my friend Tracy went up there for a fishing trip with her dad and went to the yarn store. I don't remember the name, but they were super nice. She contacted them, and they set up their own knitting night for her.
Oh, wow.
And this is in the moss colorway. And I knit them for my friend Tracy to give back to her.
That's awesome.
So
there's really a lot of colors in this.
Yeah, and it didn't look like it
on the podcast, but they're really, you can kind of see it there. There's a lot of subtle shades in here. There's purple, there's a teal, there's some aquas, there's some smoky blues.
Well, and I'm proud of myself. Look at, wait, what one do you have? Flip it over.
I have the first one.
Yeah, there's the first one. I'm proud of myself. I did really much better with the second one. I had to seam up one of the holes, but...
Yeah, there's usually a hole here. And
that's
my husband
had
had one, he's like, is there supposed to be a hole there? I'm like, yeah, there is supposed to be a hole there. That's just the way it is. Deal with it.
These are my first short row heel socks, so...
Short row heel grows on you? Did it seem fast?
It was a lot faster, but I've done so many.
Oh, gusset kills me. Oh, I hate the gusset.
Oh, man. I just finished the gusset on the seated rib, so I'm just working my way out the foot.
I'm not a fan. I'll probably never do another gusset again.
So that's that.
I should say that the sock yarn is there because I'm about to start dyeing the second round of Bouncing with Brody. Proceeds to benefit Mommy Needs Yarn in her Autism Speaks fundraiser. Fundraiser for autism. You know what it is. The money goes to Mommy Needs Yarn anyway. $10 from every skein sold goes to that fundraiser. So far, we've raised $560 from the sale of the yarn, and I'm hoping to sell another 44 skeins to make an even 1,000. So that
is amazing.
That's the hope. So if you've been waiting for Bouncing with Brody, just patience a little while longer. It might be just a couple of weeks because schedules being what they are, I have to go home 2 weeks in a row. So I don't have to. I want to. There's some stuff going on at home, which I'll talk about in a bit. So within the next couple of weeks, that'll be happening. Sorry, my neighbor backs into the apartment complex, and I'm always worried that she's going to hit.
She's probably like, who's that man?
Why
are they talking to the wall?
Just backs in so quickly that I'm always worried she's going to hit
Oh.
the apartment complex. Like, she just gives me anxiety. So I just was checking. Okay. Spinning? Have you been spinning?
I have been spinning, but I left it at home just because I did this on my knitting retreat. When you spin an ounce on your spindle, how do you get it off into place without...
I tried. I was so good until you lost it.
I'm really blushing, and I don't blush that much. But usually I'll make the puns. It doesn't usually happen that way.
Was there a royal ball winder?
What?
The royal ball winder? Like I have right there?
No, I could have brought mine. But
if you had, that's what you do. I'll show you because I've got a
I know, she keeps trying to convert me to this inside-out thing, and I
no, you
can't
don't.
grasp
You can
it.
even...
I can't grasp plying with your thumb in the middle or whatever that is on a spindle.
I don't ply with my thumb in the middle.
I thought you said you put it in the middle.
You can't...
Side note, my thumb's double jointed. Look at this. That girl shot. I always wanted to be the guy in the Ziploc commercials and do a hula dance.
Oh my god.
Which I'm lucky I'm double jointed because I put the luggage in the car this morning. And my finger went boom, and I was like, good thing I'm double jointed because I would have just broke my thumb.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I couldn't get the. I was like, well, you know, when you finish that ounce, because really that's how you can really manage on a single to do 2 ounces applied on a spindle, which I have the Highland Handmades. That's all I've ever used, and I love it.
Interesting news on that front too.
So I was just like, you know, I don't have my shoebox Lazy Kate, and it's not going to fit in the car really, because I like to have it on the side, you know, or different. When I'm plying, I like to have it on the side when I'm spinning it off. But anyway, I was like, well, what am I gonna? Am I gonna get it off the spindle? So I was just like, I'm gonna leave it at home. And I didn't want there to be any issues with it, with, you know, being tired or tense on the drive. Because I'm spinning Wool Gatherings 100% BFL in an unknown colorway because she doesn't name it. I'm calling it Tropical Breeze. If you watch my show, it's very much like the stuff I just finished spinning. It's teals and purples and blues. And very, very nice. And I'm spinning the 2nd ounce of it. And it's not... The last stuff I did turned out into a gradient, which I thought was really neat. I've only done that twice. Not where you Navajo ply it. Supposedly you can Navajo ply on a spindle.
Oh, easy peasy.
I don't want to.
I can Navajo ply on my spindle, but I can't on my wheel.
Really?
That makes any sense at all. Yeah, I can't. Oh, easy.
I just split the fiber in half, and they
when we go to SSK,
together. I'm gonna be learning a lot. That's just another secret hint. I'm gonna be learning a lot about that. That's all I'm gonna say. At SSK. Yeah,
I know about
I like
that
keeping secrets. But yeah, we're rooming together. It's gonna be crazy.
If I haven't taught you before then, we'll get some spindle techniques.
We'll have plenty of time. I'll have your spindle and other things.
We'll get it figured out. I mean, I teach spindling, so as classes. So anyway, oh, I'm not allowed to show you right now. But my husband is working on a new. He's getting his new batch of spindles ready to be starting to be made, and one of the things that he's making is featherweight spindles, which have a smaller diameter whorl and a shorter shaft. They're like mini spindles. They're not uber mini, but they're much smaller. I haven't weighed it yet. I took it home with me down here to show everybody, and he calls me. He's like, "Did you take that spindle?" I'm like, "Yeah, you put the hook in it." And he's like, "But it's not finished." And I said, "Yeah, but I just want to show it." He's like, "It's not finished. You can't show it." But he wasn't like a witch. Like I just made him sound out to be, but he was upset with me. He's like, "And now I can't finish it for a whole nother week." So it's my fault. I'm sorry. But it's cherry. It's really pretty.
You know what you guys
I can show you
need to think about? I don't know if it's patent, and we're not trying to take off other people. Here's my one. I love your company. But here's my other thing. The what is it? KCL Woods, the modular spindles where you can take the shaft off. That way you don't have to unwind it. I want one, but that particular company, I've looked at their website, you have to call. And I'm one of those people, I hate the phone.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier just to click and order. And so for me, in my particular instance, it's nice to just be able to unscrew it and put it in the Lazy Kate, you know, shoebox Lazy Kate, rather than taking another step to wind it off. I have rows upon rows of toilet paper rolls on the top of my stash cabinet. I keep any toilet paper roll that doesn't have like the glue that keeps the paper on it, it's automatically mine. And every time I teach spindling, I'm like, I have paper towel tubes in case this weirds you out, but like,
I have a box of toilet paper tubes because they're awesome.
I stole one from work, and it's the best one ever because it's like the heavy-duty
Hard
construction.
cardboard,
Because
yeah.
most of mine, I use them once and I throw them out, just because I'm collecting so many. But sometimes you wind a little tighter, and so sometimes I'm like gestures too. I need to. Sometimes the spindling, winding off, getting it off. Gets a little constipated on the fingers. I'm sorry, was that a bit much?
No. Oh, you're gonna break me. I thought Katie made me laugh.
I've always been good for a laugh. That's what I've been told since I was a kid.
Whew. I've been doing a little bit of spinning, but it's not anything to write home about. This isn't even the one that I'm using. The bobbin is on the wheel, but it's the same exact stuff. This is the Bartlett Yarns pencil roving that is underspun apparently. There we go. That I'm. Jeez Louise. This is what happens. Okay, hang on. There we go. That I'm spinning that I got from my visit to Bartlett Farms in August. I'm going again this year. They're the people that let me jump in the room o' fiber. It's good. It's very rustic. It's neppy. It's got hairs growing out of it. I don't know if you probably can't see that. It's kind of rustic.
Yeah, and you can tell it for the most part. Because when I've watched you show this before.
And it is supposed to be, it's a wool blend. It's not, I don't even know what breed or breeds of sheep are involved. But that's what it's meant to be, and I'm happy with that. So it's spinning very, very thin, I'm spinning it very worsted, very super tight lace weight. And then it'll probably fluff out to a sport weight. When Bartlett Yarn spins their yarns, they don't soak it to set the twist. Because mathematically, they know how many twists per inch they're putting in the singles and then how many twists per inch they're putting in the ply. So it's perfectly balanced. Like, they have these machines that figure that crap out. Mm. So I'm told that when you soak the wool and even the yarn, that it will bloom considerably because of the fact that it hasn't soaked. So I'm fine with it blooming. I'm fine with it if it doesn't have great twist definition, like if it's all kind of fuzzy. I'm spinning it because it's fun. So I'm still working on the Plays Well with Colors Salt Marsh. I just decided to give it a break because
it's beautiful. I haven't seen it in person, but
you wait. Oh, you wait. You think you're gonna have bad hand gestures now? Oh, wait, you're gonna be like all over the place. It's fantastic. And I think of you when I see it because it's all greens. In my head, I think Steven when I think greens. Spinning. Okay, dye pots. You been dyeing anything?
No, but I do have stashed in hand spin. Well, stuff I've sewn on my show, but things that I wound up to bring.
We keep that for grabby hands.
Okay, grabby hands. Sorry.
Although with your hand gestures, I'm a little worried. Don't do that.
Headlights. Can I do a side note now before I forget?
Yes.
Can you grab this? Guess what? My leading man and I went today when we were driving around, and we went to Bayhart. No, what was it? I'm losing it. Where'd we go?
You went to this place.
No, I know, but the island.
You went to Mount Desert Island.
Yeah, Mount Desert Island.
To the town of Bar Harbor.
Bar Harbor. We went everywhere.
And Acadia National Park, and probably.
Which everything's closed. Everything's closed. Don't come to Maine on the non-tourist season if you don't want to.
If you want to go to stores and places and shop,
if you want the experience, come during.
If you want to know what it's like to live here when y'all go home, come during March.
And
it's been beautiful weather. Like, Maine clearly wants you here. Because it's been sunny in 60s. Maine's happy to hear you come to Maine for vacation.
Yep.
Because when people come to vacation, that they don't. It could snow.
We just wanted to get away. It was just one of those.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, let's put in vacation.
Anyway, sorry. Where'd you get your bag?
We passed it on the way in, and I said, we got to go there. I hear it talked about all the time. We went to Martin's, which I guess I say different than Katie, because Katie, I thought you said Martin's for every time you said it. But it's DENS. And we got a bunch of stuff. But my leading man actually put this in the cart. It's a
going to be gone by the time
extra large bag.
With I gotta see. Resealable zipper. Does it have an
How many ounces?
Tag?
40 ounces. It was originally $10.49. We got it for $6.99.
$6.99. Martin's has everything.
I put this in my book bag leaving the hotel today. And I said, oh yeah, we're living hardcore. We're going to have a party tonight. And I bent over to the fridge to get my pop. And I was like, on the book bag and back. I felt like I was in college again when you have like bottles in your coat. I never did that. I don't know what
you know the logo to Martin's, don't you? It's a song. It's a jingle.
No, I've never
Okay,
heard of
so
it.
are you ready? Should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. That's the jingle. Shut up.
Which is in an old Walmart. And so we had this big debate about...
It is.
Is it... Do you guys call yourself Mainers? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
People
Mainers
who
are very...
born in Maine and have lived in Maine their whole lives.
Okay. They're very big on their small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot of chains around here. I mean, unless you go to some of the larger cities, but there's a lot of small businesses everywhere. And so we're like, well, because my lady man's like, where does a Walmart close? You know, and we're like, if any place in the country that a Walmart would close will be Maine. Well, then we left and we drove up the road, and then he's like, there's the Walmart. We found it. I knew it couldn't close. He was so happy with it.
They closed the Walmart.
Okay, now put him back.
And then they opened a super Walmart, which they couldn't put in the same building. So they built a new one. And then they restructured all of the roads so that you have to go around Walmart and Home Depot. And the Lowe's, which is up the street, did close. Brand new
He got all
building.
excited when he saw it. He was like,
brand
I said,
new
no,
building.
that's close.
It's a
the
waste.
Lowe's that just opened are the ones going out of business.
Yeah.
Because they were doing it as an attack on the other businesses.
Right.
To try to put those out of business, and they didn't all work.
Yeah.
So the ones that have been around, those are the
Traffic
ones that...
literally goes around Home Depot. You have to go past it. I mean, you don't have to go past Home Depot, but you got to go past... I mean, you don't have to go past Lowe's, but you have to go past Home Depot. So that's what gets the business. It's just a... I don't know. I don't know who figured out that whole traffic situation, but anyway.
Side tangent. I just did the hair flip. Did you see it?
No, but I'll watch it when I edit.
My lady man might actually watch this one.
You can have some if you want.
He's never watched one of my shows.
My husband started to, but he gets bored.
He
like,
comes in when I'm watching myself, because I do watch myself just to see if I make a complete fool out of myself when I don't think I am.
I rewatch it when I edit, and then I'm like, oh, what am I about to say? I forget what I say. I'm like, did I say that? Did I like? Who does that?
What were we talking about? In the dye pots, or did you skim over that?
What are we talking about?
I thought it was
no,
in the dye pots.
The dye pots. There's nada. It says nada, NADA. Growth. I am officially in Fiber Frolic. I mean, I've been there the last 2 years, so it's kind of like you send in your application and then they stick you on the website again. But it's always nice to see your name on the website. I did ask for the front lawn vendor space, and she said that they're all full. So I'm not going to be in the front lawn, but I am going to be on a lawn. And she's going to try and put me... The first year I was there, I was on the lawn, and it had a canopy, but it rained the entire... Poured. Thunder shower at 7 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't happen in Maine. Thunder showers don't happen at 7 in the morning. They happen at 7 o'clock at night when things cool down. And we were setting up our canopy in thunder and lightning, and I was like, I don't know, this is just weird. Like, it just seemed unnatural. But anyway, poured the whole weekend, and we had a swamp inside our booth because the ground was uneven, and it was like had reached its point, and it was just a huge puddle inside our booth. So I had written to say, listen, can I please have a nice dry place in case it rains this year? So hopefully,
because it does get muddy here. By the way, my lady man taught me a fact. Maine in March is mud month. Look at that alliteration.
It's not mud month, honey. It's mud season. And do you know how you know it's mud season?
Tell me it's mud month.
Can I tell you the true story about how it's mud season? If you go past a log yard, all of the log yards right now are full. Absolutely chock-a-block full with logs. Because in mud season, the roads in the forest shut down. You can't cause damage to the forest. So log trucks can't get in and out. So they stockpile all of the logs in the winter when the ground is frozen, and then just as the ground starts to soften, they haul all of their logs out of the woods and drop them off the wood mills, so that the mills can run when the trucks can't. So that's how you know it's mud season. When the lumber yards are full.
Like a firewood place, but it wasn't logs. There was a lot of like the small trees.
Yep. And there was a sign that said firewood.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Small business. Yeah.
A lot of them here.
Yep. But that's a good thing. I'm a small business.
It's fun, especially like, when you are vacationing, you want to.
Yeah, well, that local color. And Tracy's Ice Cream, I saw the sign. They're opening up March 21st. It's Wednesday. We won't be here, but hot pink sign with 2 strips of duct tape. Like, yes, it's a sign. And this Sunday, you're not going to be here this Sunday. It's Maine Maple Sunday.
I'll be back home. I will be back
You're missing it.
in my seat on Saturday. We'll be back home Friday.
You're missing it.
So
Maine
we
Maple
went up
Sunday's
to, we stopped in Massachusetts. We went to Bangor yesterday. We're in Ellsworth today. Yep. So we can see her, and we wanted to see
the whole
Bar Harbor.
Yeah, Bar Harbor is lovely. I don't live in Bar Harbor. I wish I did, but.
And we're going to go down to Portland tomorrow.
Yes.
And then we're going to
the old port. Go drink, have a good time.
We're going to drive into Massachusetts and stop again.
Any place in particular?
Just a little store.
Little store?
Little store.
Just a little. You
little
might have
store
heard of it.
that my leading man, you'll enjoy this, has a website known as yarn.com. I mean, it is the yarn mecca. I'm going to Webs. I've been given the green light that I'm going to Webs.
Do you have a video camera?
No. I have it on my phone.
You've got to take some video.
Yeah,
of, like, your
he told me I got
like,
1 hour.
The leading man, like, recording you as you walk into the store. And then, like, if you see Silly Fru's icon on Plurk, she's like, oh! She's, like, freaking out. Like, that's what your face is going to be like. It's going to be awesome. I hurt my neck when I did that.
Please don't. Yeah, he says I get 1 hour. I said, are you kidding? There's a store and a warehouse.
You get an hour in each. They're two different.
Yeah. Well, and this is how nice he is. I was looking at the reduced priced yarn at Martin's, and I was looking at the stuff you got too, and I could have got a sweater's worth of yarn for about $20 or $30. But I said no because it was like split pea soup green.
Yeah, it's hard. The good colors are kind of hard to get.
So he said, no, you save it for Webs. Get something you really want.
Okay.
I'm like, anyway.
My husband, your leading man and my husband are very much alike because on the way to SSK, my husband has already asked me, is there any place on the way down that you need to stop at? And I said, well, Webs is only like an hour out of the way. And its website is yarn.com, baby. You know it's a big store when it's yarn.com. I was telling Stephen this, and he's like, that was the same thing I said verbatim.
Same exact thing. And my leading man was on the phone with his mom yesterday, and he was trying to explain. And he was like, yeah, him and his friend were like, it's yarn.com. And I said, it's a yarn mecca. You don't understand.
It is. You got to go there at least once, you know? Isn't that the rules of Mecca? You have to go at least once.
Yeah.
You know, that's all they say about Mecca. You just have to go once in your lifetime. I don't know if that'll be enough, but I'm going to try.
I might also stop
at
Halcyon
have to wait.
Yarns.
I'm going to wait till the way back, I think, because I need to empty space in the car.
That's true. And you're not going to impulse buy if you're tired. You know what I mean? You're not going to be tired, but
I won't
you're
hopefully be as overwhelmed and excited because I'll have gotten that out of my system at SSK, and I'll hopefully be ready to go home, so that will keep me out of there. But I'm going to go straight to the warehouse because that's what I do at bargain shop. So.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go there
I've never tried or seen Madeline Tosh either, so.
It's nice.
Sorry, you're going to see what?
I actually have an idea. I was told that our friend that my leading man works with, she's pregnant and she's having a girl. And I said, if she's having a girl, I think I'm going to make the Sleeping Castles baby blanket that Diane did. So I need to find out what weight it is. And that's a lot of work to put in. She's got like 3 months, I think, 3 or 4 months. So that was my phone.
Okay.
My phone's done.
Like, is that my phone?
My phone's done cooking.
Nice.
And take it out of the oven. So it's nice knowing that if I go in, I can get that. And then I don't feel like I have to get anything else. We'll see. I mean, it's the yarn mecca, but if I fall to my knees, it's that bad.
Here's the trick. Take him in with you and ask him if there's anything he likes. Because he won't say no if it's something that he likes. And then it's a freebie because you're like, well, I got this and this, but these are really for you. So
then you're knitting Hunter Orange socks. I've done that before.
But did they have Hunter Orange there?
I'm sure they have everything. But I brought them into a small store by us, and they got like Hunter Orange Construction Orange socks. He wears them, but I knit them.
My husband hunts.
So I don't like orange.
That might actually be useful for him because he's hunting. So.
Anyway,
yeah, good time. My processes is getting ready for round 2 of Bouncing with Birdie, which I've already touched on. So that leaves us with Grabby Hands. Now, I don't think I've purchased anything in the past week. I'm still collecting prizes for the gift of, I don't want to call it a gift of Palooza. What do I want to call it? 2-year podiversary. I don't want to call it that either. Oh, did I tell you we're over 500 members in our group?
Congratulations.
Thanks. It was at 514 when I checked last night. So we're definitely going to have a 500 member prize giveaway. We're definitely going to have a 2-year anniversary giveaway. Katie of Knitting on the Fly, JetGirl1313, my usual co-host and cohort, has offered to make stitch markers in a project bag. She said she will get them done before the podiversary. So I'm going to have that. I will probably, I'm just going to give as much crap away as I can. I might do like a special commemorative colorway that one person will get.
That'd be cool.
Fight over it. That would be awesome. You guys might fight over it. You're too nice. So yeah, I'm getting prizes. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
Okay, excited. So what'd you get?
I didn't get anything, but
yes, you did.
No, I didn't. But if you've watched my show, you've seen these. But I wound them up because I not only had to finish the No More Tears, and I'm still on the first sock of the seated rib socks. I said, I need 2 more skeins, just in case. So I wound them up. Next on the needles is going to be 716 Knit. This is their 716 Twist Hardcore, which is self-striping, in the Watchers Scoff Gravity or something. It's
in the Heather really
they're all
wants it
quotes.
colorway.
They're all quotes from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And so I promised her that I would review it, and I really like the colors. I'm really into the browns and blues.
Yeah,
lately.
that brown is almost like a mahogany too. Like it's almost got some red tones to it.
So I want to be able to do the review.
Oh, look at that! Just fell on my shirt.
I will go in after it with my mouth. I'm gonna
Well,
get
in that
something out of it.
case,
I'm gonna get something out of it too. And the other one, this was gifted to me for, I think for my podiversary and whatnot. But this is from Hiawassee Creek Dye Works, which broke off from
3U's Twisted and Fiber.
Yeah,
One of the U's.
I put this on Plurk saying, somebody buy it because I don't want it. Or I can't buy it. Somebody bought it and sent it to me, and
that is gorgeous.
This is
look at that blue. Oh.
This is like an electric blue, black, and silver, and the black is in between each color. This is Hiawassee Creek Dye Works BFL Twister in the Black Ice colorway.
That is phenomenal.
I saw it and I was like, oh.
I love that shade of blue.
Isn't it gorgeous?
I don't have that shade of blue. I need to get that shade of blue.
It's like that iced blue. I don't know how else to call it. It's
like
almost like blueberry slushy or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's like that. Unbelievable.
Because it's not electric, like eye-searing.
Right,
blue,
it's not fluorescent. It's not quite that bright, but dang. You can see. That's pretty accurate, but it's a little washed out.
And the silver's kind of hard to see in there, but...
Yeah, but it's in there.
I lost the center, so I had to pull it out. That's why you see a little excess round around it. So,
it's called finding the yarn's G-spot. Anytime you have
I'm never good at it.
Those long tubes of yarn, you have to reach in there and find the end. Now I'm doing the hand gestures. Thanks a lot.
Oh.
That's what we call it. We call it finding the yarn's G-spot.
Good no.
Now you know.
Good no. I've never had to use that phrase in my life. I mean, I've used it, but not. Anyway, now I'm just digging myself in a hole. We're talking really fast.
This is my wood fabric, by the way. Isn't that nice?
Tell your story.
Are you sure it's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I talked myself out of doing this.
Which I think she should have, honestly.
Oh, maybe I will.
I would have made reference out of it every time I showed it on.
Maybe I will, but I still got all kinds of fabric. So I had this, which is really a prop from the drama competition. I had to turn an AV cart, one of those black plastic carts that like overhead projectors go on, into a fruit cart. And I did that because I went to Martin's and I bought fabric that is designed to look like boards. Okay? Looks kind of wood-like, vaguely. Terrific. Then, after the show was over, I took the fabric back because I paid for it out of my own money, so it wasn't going to stay in the drama department. It was going to come home with me. And I said, what can I do with this? I said, you know, I'm always looking for masculine fabric to make Stephen a project bag because I know that a lot of people do not make male-centric fabric. And, I mean, I'm guilty of that with my yarn colorways. Like, I don't always think of guys.
You're more cognizant of some other people.
Well, I try because you're my friend. So, anyway, I decided I was going to make Stephen a project bag out of this fabric. Not because Stephen needs a project bag, but because then at least I could say that I gave Stephen wood. Because I can't just leave it at Stephen can be my
And then
friend.
you could add on, and he liked it.
Oh,
After
yeah.
I showed it on my podcast and
yeah.
get all excited. I gave Stephen Wood, and he liked it.
I'm hearing, what is it, Katy Perry in my head now? Gave Stephen Wood, and I liked it.
Oh.
Moving on. So maybe I will. I thought it was kind of classless. So, of course, immediately as soon as I saw him, I picked him up last night, take him out to dinner. And I was like, so, Stephen, I was going to get you this bag. And I was going to get you wood. And then I was like, that's classless. And then I was like, then I just told you. Never mind.
You should know me better than that.
No filter. Well, but your leading man was there, and I kind of wouldn't even think I was classier than I really am. And I hope he did. I don't know if it worked.
We're not classy folk.
Yes, but I want him to think I am.
You're totes classy. I used totes on the show. My kids, oh my god. So one of my drama kids, who have never used that word in her drama class,
right?
I had her friend in drama and debate last semester, and she goes, da-da-da-da-da, totes, that, and she looked at me and smiled, and I was like, how'd you, she goes, so-and-so taught me the word from your class. She said, Mr. Fiegert's trying to make it this big thing. And
totes.
And my kids make fun of me because when we were at our drama, the Illinois High School Theater Festival, we were sitting at our all-state show, which was called Almost Maine. And
just layers.
Somebody behind me, one girl went, yeah, this was totes, so-and-so. And I told my kids, I was like, oh. And they're like, they were making fun of you. They must have heard you say it, and they were making fun of you. I'm like, no, they were using it. Totes will pick up. Maybe. Because I like to say it's, Callie taught me totes gel. My kids say no, it's jelly. Like for jealous. It's supposed to be jelly. And you can't say swagger.
Oh, Lord.
It has to be swag. So I always do that in my classes. I'm like, I got swagger. And I really hit the R. Because I always try to make myself sound not as cool as them. Because I'm pretty close to their age. So I try to differentiate as much as I can.
Make yourself sound
Make myself seem older.
Not with it.
Like, my friend, I love him. My best friend teaches in Chicago, and he can dress trendy and all that because he also teaches pre-K through 8. I wear like Walmart polos, and I don't wear the pleated khakis because pleats don't look good on anybody.
No.
But you know,
no.
I try to make myself look a little older.
Dorky.
Though losing the hair, my kids think I'm like 36 or something outrageously old like that. I'm kidding.
When I realized that I have a kid whose mom is my age, I teach sophomores in high school. I'm like, now granted, she had him young, but I'm like, geez, someone left to be your parents. Are you kidding me? Bad. But I impress them with my awesomeness. For example, today we're doing hate poems. We're doing poetry unit, so we're writing hate poems. No, just free verse hate poems, like, I hate you. And I said, you know, the focus isn't on who you hate. The focus is on what it does to you. Like, you smell so bad, it made me want to throw up to make the air smell better. And they looked at me like, wow, Miss Kinney, that was mean. And I could tell, like, I'd impressed them a little bit. And like, oh, yeah, I'm full of the hate. You don't know this? And they're like, who's that about? I'm like, I'm not telling. Yeah, it's good times. Yeah, they like it when I talk about puke. They're weird. Do you guys have teenagers? Because, ew. Ew. They think I'm a germaphobe, too, because I'm always hand sanitizing. Every classroom has hand sanitizer.
My leading man got me little snap packets, and I've been using them as prizes for when we're answering questions.
Nice.
And what's always funny is I have to wait till one person screws up, and then I have to put the warning out. They'll sit there and go like this. Because you break them open, and they squirt out, and they'll right in the face.
That's funny. No, they always asking. Somebody touched me. Somebody was trying to get my attention. And they went like this, and I was like, "Oh!" Then I went over and hands. I'm like, "They didn't even touch your hands." I'm like, "He has a cold. He just touched me."
Here's what I say: kids come up to me and they're like, "Da da 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 da," and I said, "Hula hoop area. Get out of my hula hoop area." This
is my dance space. This is your dance space. But they're not. They're too young to get that reference now. It's already dancing reference. In case you didn't know.
My leading man's never seen it. Though he says nobody puts baby in a corner. Way too much.
He's not allowed to say it unless he's seen it. Just like you can't quote Princess Bride unless
he's never seen Flashdance. I know that. I said, what kind of game are you?
I'm not missing anything. I'm not a fan of Flash. Yeah, no. And then J-Lo had to ruin it, and then she did it.
Oh, yeah.
Some music video.
J-Lo ruins a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, there's throw up again.
It's not as bad as the poop show. I had a hard time watching
Oh my
that one.
god, I know, and I just went on and on and on.
I'm here to edit her tonight. She gets one
It
more
was
throw
bad,
up
though.
reference, and then
It was
she's
bad.
gone.
It was
I
bad.
understand. I understand.
It's horrific. I had to share because nobody was here to share with me. So sorry. Fast forward that stuff. Fast forward that crap, and then I went, wait a minute, too much. Okay.
All right, are we rambling now? I think we're
I
rambling.
think we are, and we're probably about 45 minutes in because we're not quite this far because we took a while practicing.
Yeah, you had to do your screen test.
Yeah, and then I had to get a glass of water, and I had to giggle. And then So, Steven's here.
It's been fun being in Maine.
In March.
And as I told her, I said, I think I'm going down in the books as the longest travels of a fan. I'm a fan, and I came.
You're not a fan. Stop
I still am a
it.
fan. I may be a friend, but I'm a fan.
Well, yeah, we're friends now. We're life friends.
We're real life friends.
We're like this now.
We are.
We're not just like fake internet friends.
We're inseparable.
Kitty,
We've done it. I've impregnated her. She's having my baby.
Oh, God, no. God, no. Could you imagine what our child would be like?
It'd be knitting in the womb. You'd be like, oh, God, the needles. Morning sickness? No, it's purling. It doesn't like purling.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, now it's two-handed colorwork knitting. Oh,
the stranding, the stranding.
Intarsia, call the ambulance.
I draw the line at Intarsia. Draw the line.
I will never do it. Besides, like, the Stephen West cross here, Intarsia, which is just annoying. Though I'll still do his patterns because the end result looks good.
Yeah. I don't knit Stephen West because of the technique, not because of the finished product. Although the Earth and Sky and Mystery Knit Along I kind of thought was ugly.
I wasn't a huge
fan.
fan.
I like the look of
I'm not a huge fan of the Spectra, though. I want to knit it just because I think it will look cool and I have yarn ideas to get out of my stash. But there are some things that I like of his. I think the Daybreak is pretty cool.
Tweed. I like Brooklyn Tweed. Did you see the Giro Soleil on my bed?
Mm-hmm.
I ask if you saw.
I wasn't. In her dreams, I was.
I will be later. Yeah. So I knit a lot. Brooklyn Tweed. That's all.
I don't think I've ever knit a Brooklyn Tweed. We want to do the turn of square for a while.
His stuff looks more complicated than it is. Like the Cool House looks like it would be complicated, but Jared Flood's patterns are all like 5 stitches. You just have to do it 80 times around a row. Like that's the problem with Steven.
Brooklyn Tweed.
Thank you, Jared Flood. That's his name. I like him. That's all. I don't think I have anything else, but I don't want to stop.
To give you a teaser, we're hoping that we will have some way of recording at SSK.
Yes.
I don't know how.
If I have to use my crappy MacBook, I will.
As I say, mine should still work if I plug it into the wall.
And we're gonna have matching pajamas. That may or may not be monogram.
I wanted to do, but oh my god.
It will usually say Mr. Dramatic. Mine will say Fibery still. Just paper or something. We can go down to breakfast in them.
Plaid?
Well, they weren't going to be, but we can look if you'd rather have plaid.
I'm just thinking of like how hokey we can be.
We'll have to like go down to breakfast in them or something.
We're podcasting in our PJs for SSK.
Yep. We're just gonna hang out in our pajamas. Our room's gonna be like the room where everybody wants to hang.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be kicking people out.
Totes. And I have no problem kicking people out if I get tired, because then I turn into a...
Except for the one Saturday night I won't be there.
She's going to be with her husband, just cheating on me.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You can come too if you want.
As intriguing as that might sound, on your 5-year anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we haven't decided what we're going to do yet, so door's still open. We were going to do there's a riverboat. We were going to do a riverboat in a show, but it's like $80. There's only 2 menu options. So I think like they probably bring the food onto the boat and don't cook it on the boat.
Possibly.
And I'm not paying $80 for reheated anything.
Yeah.
You know, so. Yeah, so that's all. You know what I was going to do, Steven?
What were you going to do?
I was going to give you a bottle of Moxie to try while you were here. I was even going to get you Diet Moxie. I'll give it to SSK. You'll get it. You'll get it. I promise.
My leading man said he was like, you've got to try it. And I said, if the tables were turned, would you do it?
I'll get one for him, too. I'm not kidding.
It's soda that's supposed to taste like black licorice.
Uh-huh. Maine's soda. I'm all about the main angle. And whoopie pies. You gotta have a whoopie pie. I'm going diabetic shock, but it's a whoopie
Did you
pie.
see my 40-ounce bag?
No, that's nothing compared to the goodness of a whoopie pie. Anyways, all right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, because we're rambling, and as fun as it is for us, it's probably you're probably over it. If you'd like to find me, I'll let her close. If you'd like to find me, I am Dramatic Knits on Ravelry and Plurk once again. If you'd like to...
And you have a podcast. It's called Dramatic Knits.
See how I keep the theme there?
Yeah.
You can find my show at www.dramaticknits.blogspot.com, or you can search me on iTunes.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Her usual co-host is Calsters, Callie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if I look different, that's good. That's why. You know me. You're watching me. Barista Files, Boutros Babe. Join the group if you want to get the prize. The prize isn't going to be the prize for the 500 members of the group. Won't be drawn until I do my podiversary, so it'll be like the 18th, I think, of April. So you still have plenty of time to join the group. If you've been knitting or spinning anything of yours that you bought for me, go ahead and post that in the group too. There may be a little surprise winner there. I'm just saying.
I think I should win for the even start. I'm just saying.
Just saying, you probably should. You should have given that to me. I've been taking that to shows and look.
Could have.
That's okay. I love you. Anyway.
I'll knit another one.
I was just gonna say you could knit me another one. Why don't you just finish mine? Anyway, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all have a good week and wait, I did it backwards. Crap! You're messing my system up. Have a great week. Happy spinning and knitting, and thanks for tuning in. It's like together.